Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a reading for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. There's a 10 of Swords to start us out. That's going to be our departure point, all right? We're going to put that into some context. We're going to use the Dove and Serpent spread. Already some good fire energy. We're going to do Path of the Serpent here and see what we've got. All right. Okay, very good. Now, mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Smith Waite deck for our bonus card. Now, this is the card that we select at random. We set it aside. We'll put the frog right on top. And we're not going to look at that one until the very end, and hopefully that card will, tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for. Okay, so I feel like there's there's an ending of something right now, okay? We've got a 10 of Swords here. You're not someone who is kind of easily convinced. You're not a gullible person, I think that's kind of a standard Scorpio trait. You will investigate something until you get to the truth, right? Until you penetrate to the reality of something. This card is showing you going through a certain air energy and getting to the grounded earth energy, right? It's kind of like you're taking your head out of the clouds a little bit, which is something that you're good at, something that you do. And I think we should be really thankful for that, because you're able to take what right now is kind of up in the air, so to speak, and you're able to find the reality of it. You're able to ground that energy and put it into practical, proactive, forward progress, right? So I kind of feel that there's something going on right now with your, with your creative vision, right? We have this idea of a lot of air going on, and it could be that you've been confused on which direction to take your life, your career, your artistic path, where to take your time and your energy, right? Now, it doesn't have to be career. This could be something you're in retirement. It could be a direction for your life. I think there has been some confusion on where to go, okay? I see that confusion is ending. All right. And what we also see are the fours, both of Wands and of Cups, right? Fire and water being grounded into the four energy. So the Four of Wands here, your creativity, your vision, your force and fire, your spiritual light, you are grounding that. You know what I mean? You're manifesting it. You're crystallizing it into something. So it's not just up in the air anymore. It's not just different ideas. Now those ideas are crystallizing into the earth energy, especially since we have the 10 of Swords here, right? In the hierarchy of the tarot, it's fire, then water, then air. When we get to the 10 of Swords, that's the kind of the last stop of the air energy. Then we get into the earth energy. And that is a really good sign, because it's telling me that you're finding the kind of the clarity of vision that you need in order to proceed forward, in order to figure out how you're going to be manifesting your creative energy. Okay. We see a lot of cards about creation here. Not only the Four of Wands is a creative card, the Devil energy in the future is a creative card. The Six of Wands is a creative card that is linked up with other people, okay? So maybe we talk about that one next. I feel like it's a desire of yours, it's a striving, it's something that you wish for, It's a foundational energy for you to connect with other people on this kind of creative level, shared purpose kind of level, right? You don't have to be an artist or something. It doesn't have to be a career thing or whatever work you do, right? Wherever your fire energy is manifesting with this Four of Wands, you want it to be a collaboration. You want to use that sense of purpose to connect with other people. You want to be in a situation where other people have kind of the same fire energy as you, right? Where everybody is kind of the same spirit. And this is a goal of yours. This is something that you want, that you're striving for. You don't always get that. We've got this Five of Pentacles in the position of your environment. Your environment's not always ideal. Okay. It doesn't always match up with your vision, your what you're striving for, what your aspiration is. Okay. Now, I want to talk about this Court card. This is the Prince of Cups. This is in the back of everything, behind everything. The Prince of Cups is the air of water. It's the fixed water sign. This is Scorpio. Okay. And this is really talking about your intense need to create. Now, again, you may not be an artist. You may not consider yourself to be a creative person. I doubt that statement, though, very much. I think you know that you have this creative intensity about you. Maybe we're just looking for the correct medium, right? We've had a lot of ideas with the air energy, but now, with the Four of Wands here, we're finding the correct medium to crystallize our creative force, that intensity. You're someone that may not share this creative intensity with a lot of people because you're kind of trying to find your people, your group, those that have a similar spirit to yours, right? Similar intensity or a shared purpose. So it may be that you close yourself off to most people. Right? You don't share this part of yourself with a lot of people. But I feel like it's a real burning desire in you to express yourself in whatever form or fashion we arrive at, So with this card, I feel like this is our starting point. I feel like this is kind of where we had been. With this intense desire, this kind of burning and yearning to create and to express ourselves, but the inability or maybe just not the right environment, not the right opportunity to share that side of ourselves, right? And I don't know really that aspect is going to come to fruition right now. Just based on some of the other cards we have, I don't know that you are finding the right group of people for yourself, especially with the Five of Pentacles in this position. We do have the Hermit to finish off the path of the Serpent. It may be that you are kind of keeping this Six of Wands ideal close to your heart, something that you're always going to be striving for, and it may be yet a little bit more work before we can find that group of, like-minded individuals. Maybe not like-minded because that's kind of swords energy, but people of like spirit, right? Because Four of Cups. Because currently you're not intensely dissatisfied with things, but you're not overjoyed either, right? Things are stable enough. You're doing things more or less according to your spirit and to your will and to your aspiration. But you feel like you need to do more, You feel like you're in a fairly stable place. There's no immediate danger. There's no immediate worries. Your boat's not sinking, let's say, but you're not sailing off into the sunset either, right? We're just kind of we're in an okay place. And okay is a very boring word, right? To just be, well, I'm okay. But you know what? It's a lot to be thankful for still. So the Four of Cups up here is a thankfulness and a gratitude for where we are, with the understanding that I need to do more. I can't stay here. I appreciate the hospitality universe, but I need to exceed this situation, right? And that's what this devil energy is all about. It's the commitment to your path, to whatever we're choosing, whatever clarity we're receiving as we get out of this air energy and we begin to crystallize the fire energy. It is the intensity with which you're moving forward. You're pushing against the boundaries. You're pushing against the fence, right? And this is how you proceed with this intensity that is converted into action. Now, the Devil card is also the fire of the earth. Okay, it represents the crystallizing of the fire energy through force, through activity, through sheer, willpower. This is a very enduring card. This card will climb the mountain either with a pack or by itself. It doesn't really matter, but it's going, right? This is progress at any cost, by any means. So whatever you commit yourself to, you have the follow through to see it finished, right? We would like to have these like-minded individuals or the like-spirited individuals. We would like to find our group, find our pack, find our people. But right now, I feel like the environment is not really conducive to that, okay? Now we're going to talk about the Five of Discs for a moment, Five of Pentacles, the wheels, the stones. You might not have the most calm and tranquil like family situation, living situation, financial situation, right? Those kinds of things seem a little bit unstable or uncertain right now. So that, I think, is affecting the way that you're connecting with the people around you, the way that you're getting along. There's other things to focus on. It's not the perfect alignment for you to then kind of reveal your true self, right? Or to take off a bit of this mask and let some of your creative expression, be shared. I feel like there's a lot going on in the environment, paying the bills, doing the laundry, doing the chores, that there's not an opportunity to connect on this creative, spiritual level, right? So whatever's going on in your kind of domestic, mundane environment, you could be moving, you could be changing jobs, it could be just, you go to work and it's just, you go to work and you're doing your work and there's not a lot of connection, there's not a lot of conversation or sharing of these kind of deep spiritual, creative ideas with people, So I feel like this is kind of just the impediment, really. But I don't see this as a negative thing, because I kind of feel like you have a bit of a solitary streak in you anyway. We may be really underneath it all, yearning, striving, aspiring to a Six of Wands, a community of these like-spirited individuals, finding our pack. But you're plenty capable of doing things on your own for the time being. In fact, I think maybe you need this stretch of time. Maybe this stretch of time is allowing you to get out of this air energy, to find your vision, find your direction, pick your path, and start to make some progress. We've got this Nine of Wands down here. It's your general energy. This is the strength from which you can move forward, right? This is kind of the purpose and the fire. This is the fuel that is really getting the devil energy going. And this is Sun and Moon conjoined. This is finding your purpose. This is picking the path that has heart. This is knowing yourself well enough that you have no doubt as to the correctness of your path. You have intent, you have resolve. And we need this right now because the goat the devil energy has a lot to kind of get through, right? So I think that you have more work that needs to be done on your own before we are really able to find our pack, to find our group, before you're ready for this, right? Because that's out there, and that's there for you, and you're going to have this. As long as you hold on to this aspiration, and it's always going to be something that you strive for, you're going to attain it. But we have to get through whatever environmental difficulties there are. Okay. And the maybe the emotional difficulties. There is this Eight of Cups. It's in the position of what we don't want. We don't want the fluctuating moods. We don't want, to go through these stretches of depression or pessimism. We don't want this kind of, these extremes, right? We've got the Four of Cups up there, and that's kind of where we want to stay. That's okay. The Eight of Cups is not okay, right? So we're trying to avoid this. Now, the interesting thing about avoiding this is that the next card is the Hermit. So do we avoid the Eight of Cups by kind of going into our Hermit energy, by isolating, by focusing on the solitary work? Well, it could be. It could be. But there's also this striving for community, right? So either path, either solitary, solo practitioner, or community, right? Either one of those paths could lead us in or out of the Eight of Cups. Okay. There's no real surefire way to avoid this. The only way I think to avoid this is to do your will, to find your direction, find your expression of your creative energy, and forge ahead. If that involves community, fine. If that involves solitary practice, fine. But as long as we are moving forward in this direction, with that devil energy, pushing forward, carrying this fire energy forward, then we can avoid this extreme state, right? And this could be, depression, melancholy. This could be feeling, all of these kind of dark emotions. And we don't want these, right? This is where we're at. So I think there is a need for some self-work, some inner work. And I guess at this point I would say reach out to professional counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever is available to you in your area. Because I feel like this is a real kind of potent energy in your life, right? And it may be something that you've dealt with before. Now, I know that I have dealt with things like this before, and I'm not trying to make this reading about me. It was about 13 years ago now that I attempted to take my own life. I was stuck in this air energy. I was not manifesting my will. I could not find my direction, right? I was in an okay state here with the Four of Cups, but that easily became this Eight of Cups, right? This is your ship sinking. And my ship was sinking. Okay. I definitely fell off of this path with this creative energy, pushing forward, expressing myself. But again, I don't want to make this all about me. Okay. I know the dangers of the Eight of Cups. So it is in this position of what we don't want. So that's what we're avoiding. Okay. But maybe avoiding it is not exactly the right move. So now we're back with this Hermit energy. Taking time to ourselves, sequestering ourselves a little bit, meditating, being introspective. That is all very productive, right? But that could lead us a little bit further into this Eight of Cups if we're not careful. So as much as we need to turn inward and find our guiding light, find our spirit, find our soul and guardian angel, God, goddess, deity, spirit guides, ancestors, in order to continue to do this creative work, now again, it doesn't have to be, literally like art or something, but whatever you put your time and energy into, that's an expression of yourself, okay? We need periods like this in order to do that, right? To find that inner lamp. We also need community, connection, support system. We needed like-spirited individuals that understand where we are and what we're going through and what we need and how our lives, our creativity, our moods, our emotions fluctuate. So we need to find our pack, okay? So, but then of course, the search for finding our pack could lead us a little bit too far away from our own spirit, our own soul, our own guiding light. And then we'll be right back in the Eight of Cups. So either one of these runs the risk of an Eight of Cups. So we can't really avoid the Eight of Cups because it's always kind of there on the periphery saying, you better, walk the tightrope carefully, because that's always kind of on the outside, right? So perhaps it is a blend of community and solitude that we need. I think this is probably the best bet. And the Six of Wands is also, I think, you reaching out to, to a support system in your area, friends, family, professional support system, whatever it is, right? To help keep us on this creative track, because this is really where we want to be. And I certainly don't think the Hermit is advising us to turn our backs on this idea of community, right? It may seem like these two cards are incompatible. If they're this way, yeah, maybe the Hermit's kind of walking away from community. But the way I had it first, the Hermit's kind of going towards community. The Hermit's still the Hermit, but now it's starting to, kind of mix with the world a little bit to find its people, to find its pack. So the solitary work is good and productive and worthwhile and very intense. And there are periods of that. I think we all kind of do that. We go through really solitary periods. We go through, other phases of our life where we're more focused on community. We're a little bit more extroverted. And I think that's something that you are dealing with right now, is the kind of, which path to take. You really want community, but everything seems to be kind of isolating a little bit, right? So let's not try to avoid the Eight of Cups. Let's be aware of it, right? And let's deal with it, okay? Now I want to look at this mystery card. See if this might wrap things up, tie things together, give us kind of a missing piece that maybe we're not seeing here. I like this creative streak that we're on, though. I like all of this energy here. The horizontal plane, the horizontal axis shows a nice progression. You are finding the means to express yourself, to express this creativity, this force, this fire, this intensity, and you're really making progress. And I think we need to stay on this track, despite everything else going on. Okay, this is maintaining kind of the discipline to continue with your work, whatever that work is. So let's see what this is. The Chariot, yes. These cards are quite small. The Chariot is showing progress. The Chariot is showing fortitude. The Chariot is showing a courage and a bravery that is really sticking to the track here. Now, the Chariot can sometimes go off-road a little bit, you know. Not the most pleasant ride. I don't think they really had shock absorbers on those things. So we would like to stay on the path here. We'd like to stay on the smooth road. But if we go off-road a little bit here and there, we can handle it. So this is that spiritual fortitude. This is the commitment to your path that can handle some bumps and some rocks and some, potholes here and there. Okay? But only if it's moving, right? If the Chariot stops moving forward, well then we're just kind of sitting out here in the middle of nowhere, and it's starting to get hot, right? It's starting to, we're starting to get a little thirsty. We didn't bring that many supplies with us. We have to keep moving. And in order to keep moving, we need the nourishment of solitude. We need the nourishment of community. We need the nourishment of the creative work that we're doing. So I think the Chariot is showing the necessity of keeping yourself fortified, both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right? Diet and exercise, writing in your journal, communicating, reaching out to professionals or to a support system, doing your spiritual work, your spiritual practices, doing your creative work, having time for quiet contemplation, having time just immersed in the joy and laughter of others who are doing the same thing that you're doing, right? It may look a little bit different, but a lot of us are on similar paths, okay? So I think the Chariot is a very welcomed confirmation card. Now we're going to do an extended, and if you'd like to stick around for that, just click up here on the link that's up there. That'll give you access to the extended readings, not just for Scorpio, but for all of the zodiac signs. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read for you. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.